Welcome to a very special event, a very important event, an event dedicated to peace and solidarity at a time where clearly it has never felt more urgent. I want to remind you all just to take a second to take in the space. All spaces carry different energies, and the space in which we find ourselves today is a church. And that means it's a sacred space. It's a sacred space that upholds sacred values of peace, love, compassion, kindness, and empathy, regardless of provocation or harassment. I'd like us to begin today's event, which is dedicated to peace and solidarity, with a reminder to us all that the actions of those who antagonize us never define our responses. We always define our own. This week has been another brutal one for Gaza and the Palestinians across the occupied territories. I pray that you all take the energy of this evening, the energy of solidarity, of coming together, and that you turn it into action, okay? You don't just come here to listen to some music. You don't just come here to hang out. This is not just for laughs. This is not just for fun. We are here for a reason. What action, I could hear you ask? Well, direct action, if that's your bag. Salute to the direct action crew. But if not, action in how you choose to vote. There can be no votes for genocide enablers. There can be no votes for those who harm children here and there with policies aimed at ring-fencing the rich and powerful. So with all the power that the collective represents, and the collective is the power is the people, you are the power, take that, get together, use the energy from this evening, get organized, and please take action. And of course, enjoy. And on that note, I can think of no one better to hand over to than Loki and his crew.
How are we doing tonight? You can do better than that. How are we doing tonight? Now please welcome to the stage the wonderful band that's going to perform with me, the pianist Kareem Kamar. Make some noise for him. Next, make some noise for the wonderful May Khalil. Make some noise for her. And last but never least, make some noise for Kaya Laurel, who's going to be joining us. Now the first track that we're going to do, it goes something like this. This is for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine!
Free my people, long live
Put your peace signs up in the sky, put them up there. Put them up there, put them up there.
Never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free, 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 free. While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools, Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. They bring in the troops and we won't even glimpse of the news. Make money off the weapons we are quick to consume. And this is not simply a question of different views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. It's not about if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. It's just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of rockets. Please God, can you stop this all? I'm not related to the strangers on the TV. but I relate, cause those strangers could have been me. Words can never ever explain the raw tragedy. It's not a war, they're just murdering more rapidly, and we are automatically supporting pure savagery. Imagine how you'd feel if this was your family.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free, 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 free. If Ibrahim Abu Thuraya could resist without a wheelchair, 10-year challenge, tell Reggae we are still here. And tell that killing Netanyahu he should feel fear. The old live through us, guarantee the children will care. Criminal, not invincible, and you know it's Samadoun still sitting in their stoic. May not feel us with you when you listen to our poems. You inspire humanity, your resistance is heroic regardless of talk. It is time we answer the call. Through your strength of spirit you provide example for all. How to live, how to love when attacked from the clouds above. The songs you sung can't be drowned by the sound of guns. Won't just watch your tragic times through a satellite dish. The least that we can give you is an anthem like this. They panic, tried to analyze and sanitize this, but we love you more than ever. Still, Palestine lives.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free, 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 free. This is for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza.
Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza.
Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza.
Long live Palestine! Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please make some noise for May Khalil. Now this next track we're gonna do is called My Soul. And it is dedicated to those who have held steadfast to what it means to live and to be humane, who have asserted life in the face of death. This track is called My Soul, and it goes a little bit something like this. You might take my life,
But you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my freedom,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul. You can't take my
you
soul.
might take my freedom.
But you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
They can't use my music to advertise for Coca-Cola. They can't use my music to advertise for Motorola. They can't use my music to advertise for anything but truth. I guess that's the reason the industry won't let me in. Refuse to be a product or a brand. I'm a human. Refuse to contribute to the gangster illusion. Whether I'm number one, number two, or number three, I'm unique and there will never be another me. And there will never be another you. Be proud of who you are, don't copy what the others do. They are not superior, you are not inferior. When we realize that there's gonna be hysteria. Not commercial, so it's controversial what my pen has written. When they listen, many are prison from the mental prison. That's why you don't see my face upon the television. But every time I try to sleep, I hear the devil sing.
I have often tried, but I could not succeed. Though I work through the day and night, but you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
You might take my freedom.
But you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
You might take my life.
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
You might take my freedom.
But you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
They can't use my music to advertise your watch in your car. Can't use it to advertise the drink you got at the bar. They can't use my music to advertise for anything. but true. I guess that's the reason the industry won't let me in. My integrity is the reason I'm thinking separately. Keep your 360, I can do this independently. It's likely I'm quite mad, cause I say with ease, slavery gave the streets Nikes and iPads. They don't like my rhymes, say my style is like a lecture, but I'd rather die in a smile with my oppressor. I'm an honorable student with the facts on your Judas. You're not hip-hop or grime, you're just McDonald's music, not commercial, so it's controversial what my pen has written. When they listen, many have risen from the mental prison. That's why you don't see my face upon the television, but every time I try to sleep I hear the devil singing.
I have often tried, but I could not succeed. Though I work through the day and night.
You might take my life,
but you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my freedom,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my life,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my freedom,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my life,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my freedom,
But you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my life,
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
you might take my freedom.
You can't take my soul. You can't take my soul.
Thank you so much. Please make some noise for the magnificent Kaya Laurel. Now, the next track that we're gonna do was written following the London riots, when you saw the Member of Parliament of this area, as Director of Public Prosecutions, open up 24-hour courts to process people as young as 12 years old, children, to send them to jail, for stealing bottles of water, for crimes of poverty. What we have as a representative in the Parliament of this area is somebody that calls themselves a human rights lawyer, but does not believe the crime of genocide, clearly on display for all to see, is something that should face the full force of the law. Quite the opposite. This is someone that backs Israel to the hill. This track is called Dear England.
Whoa, give me the words, give me the words that tell me nothing.
Dear England.
Whoa, give me the words, give me the words that tell me nothing.
They say God save the Queen, Britannia's rule the waves. Britannia's in my genes, but Britannia called us slaves. Britannia made the borders, cause Britannia's forces came. Britannia lit the match, but Britannia fears the flame. When blood stains the and tears stain the cheek. When privilege is threatened, the fear reigns supreme. Where bankers are earning from burning and looting, the nervous are shooting. We search for solutions. I shed a tear for the father in Birmingham. Quick swerve of the car and it murdered him. In Tottenham, the apartments were burning and nobody came, just arson is circling. Who wanna be down? Till TVs get robbed like jewels in the Queen's crown. And see now, no thought for a rebound. See now, they call me a fool cause I speak out. People are humans, not mindless. Animals is violent, tyrannical system is fallible. Hand in the loot at the minute you see them, but the biggest looters are the British Museum. This happens here and you think it's an accident. Just relax and we slip into fascism, and the fear gets drilled into your hearts. But remember, these children are all ours. policeman can kill a black man where he found him. A soldier can kill an Afghan in the mountains. A petty thief can get ransacked from his housing while the bankers are lounging. That's my surroundings. Took land no one in your family is heard of. Before you sleep, whisper the mantra you learned, cause never will there be a day the cameras are turned off. Who runs this country, Cameron or Murdoch? Or is the government a government that can't govern? Can't you figure it's way bigger than Mark Duggan, bigger than Smiley, bigger than John Charles? Hundreds are dead, not one killer is on trial. Just the familiar sound of hysteria. Bombs over Libya, but not this area. Down in street, I combine villains, cut education, privatise prisons. Theft when it's organised, but mass immorality is normalised. Assumptions surrounding the looting of London, but this is a system consumed by consumption. It's happening here and you think it's an accident. Just relax and we slip into fascism, and the fear gets drilled into your hearts. But remember, these children are all ours. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The next song that we're going to do is dedicated to the 30,000+ people that have died attempting to get into Europe over the last few decades. They've fallen victim to what is known as Fortress Europe. They've died freezing to death in the back of trucks. They've died falling from planes even. And they've died sinking in the Mediterranean Sea. You have more in common with those struggling to get here in the English Channel, risking their lives, than you have with Rupert Murdoch and the oligarchs that control the media in this country. The same people that tell you lies about WMD tell you lies about refugees. And the same people that tell you lies about refugees are the same people that tell you lies about the RMT. You have more in common with teachers, nurses, and rail workers striking across the country than you do with the political and media class that wants to tell you that those people are your enemies. Now this track, Ahmed, was written at a time when I was working on cases in the camp in Calais to bring people here according to the Dubs Amendment in the European Union at the time when Britain was a member. Now, what we have today is a situation where people believe that in order to appeal to the masses in this country, they have to scapegoat the refugees that live here. The population of this country that are refugees is 0.18% of this population. Stop scapegoating the most vulnerable and look at where the real enemy is. How many more? This track, Ahmed, was written about a case that I heard about while translating some of those cases. Now, how many more Ahmeds have been produced by the war on Gaza? How many people fleeing the death camp that has been created are finding themselves in some of the most horrific positions? This track, Ahmed, is dedicated to them.
All I have to say is rebel. No, we can't go down this way. Rebel. All I have to say is rebel. No, we can't go down this way. Rebel.
Did Ahmed not deserve a life? Ahmed never hurt a fly. Ahmed never knew the politicians he was murdered by. Certain times Ahmed wished that he could be a bird and fly beyond the sky, escape the curse of birth he was burdened by. Ahmed never grew to let the racism internalize, raw poured from every pore in his corpse, all the nurses cry. Ahmed was a beautiful person, like
you and I, Bobby.
Ahmed could have been a doctor, lawyer, or an engineer, could have been a superstar, but his life ended here. Guess he was a shooting star, burned bright and disappeared. To some he seems to represent a menace in this hemisphere. Let me here make the very essence of this message clear. He was precious, many die like him every year. Ahmed was a victim of resentment and relentless fear. Now his soul surfs the waves, I wish we could have kept him here.
The sea holds our secrets, yeah. And the sea holds his soul.
Where is Ahmed?
The sea holds our secrets. And the sea holds his soul.
Ahmed's ancestors introduced to Europe Greek philosophy, but with them irrigation, mathematics and astronomy. Symbolically, irony of this horror isn't lost on me. Trying to get to Europe via Greece is where he's lost at sea. Ahmed, not Ahmed, this Ahmed, he's that dead toddler lying lifeless on the beach with his back bent, arms spread, reaching the direction that his dad went if he made it here.
Would have been bullied for his accent.
He was captured by the ocean, paralyzed and frozen while these parasites sat and tight, analyzing clothing now for resources. We all compete beyond the talk of war and peace and talk of porous borders. There is corpses on the shores of Greece. They found a teddy next to where his body was found. The sea swallowed him, politics has swallowed him now, and those responsible, Ahmed's goals will follow them now. To the family, all we can say is we are
sorry he drowned.
Because
the sea holds our secrets, yeah. And the sea holds his soul.
where is Ahmed?
The sea holds our secrets, yeah. And the sea holds his soul.
And they say,
let him drown, let him drown, let him drown. What have we done? Don't let him drown, let him drown. No, what have we become? Don't let him drown. No, don't let him drown. And they say, let him drown, let him drown, let him drown. What have we done? Don't let him drown, let him drown. No, have we become? Don't let him drown. Please don't let him drown. And they say,
Ahmed could have been you and
Ahmed could have been me.
We need to understand the policies that put him in the sea. We need to understand why it is the beach is full of dying kids. A colonial metropole, people want to reside in it. If he did, would he make it or fall to something that's deeper? End up like Amr Somani and Khalid Abu Dharifa. A picture of Javier Paulus on the beaches of Tarifa made me see some might grieve more if Ahmed was a creature with four then they might consider him legitimate. Those like him braving barbed wire, burning off their fingertips. Balfour's alien act, that mentality still exists. It's privilege, the difference between an expat and an immigrant. For Amr Somani and Uthman Rasul Muhammad, when you take others' humanity, it's only yours that's stunted, not a swarm. There are sisters and brothers, that's the sum of it. The cockroaches here are in the media and the government, not the sea.
The sea, the sea, the sea, the sea. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds our secrets. And the sea, the sea, the sea, it holds his soul.
Where is Ahmed?
The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds our secrets. Yeah. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds his soul. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds our secrets. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds his soul. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds our secrets. The sea, the sea, the sea, it holds his soul.
Where is Ahmed?
The sea.
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 Nigel Farage, where is Ahmed? Thank you very much. Thank you so much, thank you. Thank you so much, thank you. You are beautiful. Thank you. Now the last track that we're going to do is called Ghosts of Grenfell. Around half an hour from where we sit today, the tower block next door to me on the 14th of June 2017 burnt. Upwards, sideways, and around. 72 people were killed that night, and they were killed by an idea, a philosophy. That philosophy is that corporations have the right to construct the regulations which should police their activity. Meaning, the very same company responsible for flammable insulation at Grenfell was involved in the shaping of building regulations at the time. The people that died in Grenfell could have been in any community across this country, because there's buildings all across it plastered with flammable insulation. The problem is a campaign picked up not long after the fire to lead you to believe that people in that community were so different. They were so different from the rest of the country. So unfortunately, many did not see themselves reflected in Grenfell. Quite the opposite. This track is dedicated to my neighbors who died on that fateful day in 2017. Ghosts of Grenfell.
Thanks for the day. At times I still hear your voice inside my head, wishing you were here instead. the precious memories I can't forget. Flowers for the dead. At times I still hear your voice inside my head, wishing you were here instead. The precious memories I can't forget.
The night our eyes changed. Rooms where love was made and unmade in a flash of the night. Rooms where futures were planned and the imagination of children built castles in the sky. Rooms where both the extraordinary and the mundane were lived. Now forever tortured graves of ash. Oh, you political class, so servile to corporate power.
Did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die for
Close to Grenfell, still calling for justice. Now hear him scream.
Did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die for us?
Words cannot express. Please allow me to begin though. 1:30 a.m. Heard the shouting from my window. People crying in the street, watching the burning of their kinfolk. Grenfell Tower, now historically a symbol. People reaching from their windows, screaming for their lives, pleading with their cries, trying to reason with the skies. Dale youth birth champions. Comparison is clear though, that every single person in that building was. So don't judge our tired eyes in these trying times, cause we've been
breathing in cyanide the entire night.
They say Yasin saw the fire and he ran inside. Who thought that would be the site where he and his family died? The street is like a graveyard tombstone lurching over us. Those shouting out from their windows now wish they never woke them up. Wouldn't hurt your worst enemy to go in this position. Now it's flowers for the dead and printing posters for the missing. Come home.
Did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die for
Ghosts of Grenfell still calling for justice. Now hear him scream.
us? Did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die for us?
I see trauma in the faces of all those that witness this innocence, in the faces of all those on the missing list. See hopes unfulfilled, ambitions never achieved. No, I'm not the only one that sees the dead in my dreams. Strive for the of Yasin, artistic gift of Khadija. Every person a unique blessing to never be repeated. Strive for the loyalty of siblings that stayed behind with their parents. Pray that every loved one lost could somehow make an appearance. We are like the last conversation with their dearest. Until we face what they face, we will never know what fear is. We are for survivors rehoused in the best place not to be left, sleeping in the West Way for 10 days. We're for arrests made and debts paid and true numbers known, for the families who kept faith with, for safety and homes and love. They are immortalized forever, the only ghosts are us. I wonder,
did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die?
ghosts of Grenfell still calling for justice. Now hear him scream.
Did they die or us? Did they die or us? Did they die for us? Lowly when I الناس تحترق بساعة السحور. أحس إني بعالم تاني، أحس إني بعالم تاني. قولولي وين أروح، الناس تحترق بساعة السحور. أحس إني بعالم تاني، أحس إني بعالم تاني. The blood is on your hands, there'll be ashes on your grave. Like a phoenix we will rise. The blood is on your hands, there'll be ashes on your grave. Like a phoenix we will rise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, we've made clear that ultimately there are killers in government. Now the question is how to remove those killers from government. Now one of the ways, in my opinion, is voting for the individual that I have the great honor of introducing to you now. He is somebody who exudes integrity and has a deeply humane nature. He is a person that has struggled for the rights of all, struggled against apartheid from continent to continent. And I truly hope that this individual will be the next Member of Parliament for Holborn and St Pancras. So please give a warm welcome to Andrew Feinstein. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I came to listen to music tonight, but my brother Loki, who is the most brilliant of the activist musicians we love, wants to hear from me. But you know, in South Africa and in Camden, when we invite somebody into our area, to our home, we have to welcome them too. So in thanking my brother Loki, in thanking his incredible musicians, in thanking the legends who we are going to hear from in a moment, I also want to introduce to you two extraordinary people who are an inspiration to me. They're not from Camden. They're not from Cape Town in South Africa. They're British Palestinians. From Ilford North, Lian Mohammed. And from Brighton and Hove, Tanushka Mara. We are here tonight for Palestine, for Gaza, for politics. But we have people far more talented than us, except maybe Tanushka, who is an actor and a director. But people far more talented than us, who you want to hear more from. So we are just going to say a few words each about Palestine and Gaza and what the current situation means to us in our local areas. Tanushka.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for leading the way of standing up on this old, tired stage of the general election as an activist, inspiring myself to do the same. As Andrew said, I'm a theatre director, and I work with young people to platform their voices on our stages. It's so important that all of our culture represents the different voices and the diverse voices that makes our society. I grew up in a time when no one knew what pita bread was, and no one knew about Palestine. My vegetarian friends would go on a cheap holiday to build kibbutz, and it was just a pain that slowly became a shame. I lost my language, my name changed, and now I see this glorious celebration and solidarity. I can't believe it. When I was trying to make political theatre about Palestine, and people thought it was a bit one-sided, and now there's incredible musicians, incredible artists all over the world, and what we heard tonight, which just blew my mind and blew open my heart. And I feel that I am here on this stage again, on the general election, to bring the cry for justice, the cry of despair, and the solidarity of joy onto these public platforms, which are old and tired and full of lies and full of lies and waffle. I've experienced my first hustings, and I never realized how easy it is to simply say the truth, to simply speak from the heart, and to simply connect to my soul, that my soul connects to every single person in Gaza and every single person who stands up for injustice. Because we may be a South African Jew and British Palestinians, but what we really are in our identity are people who stand with the oppressed under the oppressor. And that is the same no matter what your nationality. And real life cannot carry on as normal in these moments. And we all know what happens in moments of history, in this never again moment in history. And we know what happens when good people do nothing. But this time, I genuinely feel that good people are doing something. And my job in this general election, my job and my life, which has changed completely, is to be the voice of the good people who are doing something. And that is such a deep honor. And that is the voice of the people we meet on the streets, of the people we meet in our assemblies. And that is the voice which represents the children that are being systematically starved in this country through the ideology of austerity, and the systematic starvation of children in Gaza and in Yemen and Sudan, which is backed by racism of this country, which is revealing its face in its most bare, naked form. And we, with all our power, are mobilizing. And we have the platform of the general election, but that is the starting point. This has to continue past that. And we have to find new ways of doing politics. And that is the gathering of people of all races, all classes, neurodivergent. Everyone is at the table and every voice is heard. And through movements like Assemble, through the collective that have brought us together, we have to use the general election as the firing point which continues. And if we don't make change now, what are we looking at? Genocide, poverty, and our climate burning minute by minute. So here we are. Thank you so much for us all being here together. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
So, I'm a bit old-fashioned. I turned 60 a few months ago. But I share one slightly old-fashioned and incredibly modern view with an extraordinary young woman who is many, many years younger than me. And that is the simple view that healthcare should not be for profit. That healthcare is a human right. Thank you. In Ilford North, there is the Labour Shadow Health Secretary who has the opposite view. And you'll be shocked and surprised to hear that he has received enormous sums of money from private healthcare companies. But there is someone else from Ilford North who believes in human rights for all, everywhere. Lian Mohammed.
In our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. Thank you. Thank you all. I'd like to start by giving a very quick thank you to Andrew for this. It's an absolute honour to be with you all here today. And my main message for today is that from Holborn to Ilford North to Brighton, we are going to make the 4th of July our Independence Day. Now, women like me do not stand for elections. We are meant to be seen and not heard by a political class out of touch with the lives of ordinary people. And our lives, like the lives of others, register on the periphery for Westminster that cares little about our dreams and challenges, our hopes and aspirations. My name is Lian Mohammed, proud daughter of a Palestinian refugee. I'm a proud daughter of a Palestinian refugee who made this country his home, of grandparents who were dispossessed of their land and lived in a refugee camp for the remainder of their years. And I am standing for election after being selected by my community, my dear friends and neighbours in Ilford North. People abandoned, ignored and devalued by a system beholden to rich interest groups and money men, a two-party nightmare, two sides of the same rusty coin. And I am standing against the Shadow Health Secretary West Streeting, and I am not standing to send a statement, I am standing to win. is a movement. This is a movement that they deny exists. It's a grassroots movement, a people-powered movement, a movement that is not paid by corporate interests, a movement that is genuine, that loves, cares, is compassionate, diverse, pluralistic, and above all, a movement that is unstoppable. With less than 2 weeks to go, I need you all to help me. I don't need your money, I need your time, your intelligence, your energy. Ilford isn't too far from here at all, so join me. Because they tell me that this is impossible. They tell me that I should know my place, but let me tell you something. I am going to win this with you all by my side, one conversation at a time. Because the power of the people united is always greater than the people in power. And now, more than ever, it's time for us to return politics back to us, the people, exactly where it belongs. So I hope to see every single one of you in Ilford very soon. Let's come together to make the 4th of July our Independence Day. Thank you so much.
Palestine will be free. Palestine will. Can I ask you, are there any Jewish people here today? Can I ask you, are there any Muslim people in the church today? Are there any Christians? People of other faiths? People of no faith? We are here for one reason. We are here for humanity and peace. The people you needed to make your way past, there weren't that many of them. You needed to make your way past on the way in. Don't represent me. They don't represent us. They represent the far right-wing political ideology that has brought us to where we are today. Whereas those of us inside this hall represent a future of justice, of equality for every single human being on this planet. I'm going to tell you just two very quick things, and then we're going to get back to the music. But before I do that, I'm going to thank everybody who has been involved in organizing tonight. What an incredible... put together by a small music production company that brings the music of the world to Camden. There are so many people who have literally spent the last weeks putting tonight together with the inspiration of our hero Loki, our legends, Yusuf and Roger Waters. So thank you for the invitation to me and my friends. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Let us remember, we together, not just on the 4th of July, but for years and years after the 4th of July, we're going to change our politics and we're going to change our world. And we're not going to do it by looking to any leaders. We're going to do it by looking in the mirror at ourselves, and we're going to do it by joining arms with our neighbors. We are going to do this together. We are going to create a just and equal world in which we all strive for a better life for all of us, just as my former boss Nelson Mandela did in South Africa and the world. And we will never forget that after 27 years in an apartheid prison, Nelson Mandela emerged not to say, let us party with our brilliant musicians and artists from across South Africa, but rather he emerged to say, our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinian people. I'm now going to hand you back to the incredible Miriam, who's going to introduce our new acts as we continue to celebrate humanity and peace and justice and equality. Everything that the majority of people in Camden, everything that the majority of people in Britain stand for. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andrew, Tanushka, and Leanne. There are over 5,000 people live streaming tonight's event, in addition to those of you present here today. Once again, we're reminded that despite the dystopian version of events we see on the news, we are the majority. So I want to thank everyone for joining us in this shared moment of what is clearly both a shared moment of grief, solidarity, and of course, preparation for action. Our next act is a man who flew here specifically to be with you tonight. He's not touring. He didn't come here as part of other obligations. He came here for the people of Palestine and to be with you tonight. He's a multi-award-winning artist whose entire career has been focused on peace, and we are blessed to have him with us tonight. Please give it up for the one and only. Who is he? Yusuf Cat Stevens.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first, It's an honor to be with you. Well, I'm not really, but I'm here to add another voice for the children, because they're the ones, they're the most innocent, the most pure, and they're the ones who do not deserve this. What is happening today, there's a saying, whoever murders an innocent soul, it is as if they have killed all humanity. And who is more innocent than babies and children? So we know that those who are in that area, in that zone, the children, they just have no idea of what is going to be tomorrow. They may possibly not be any tomorrow for them anymore. For those who are outside the zone, children, generally in the world, parents are becoming more and more helpless to help their children through this dark, dark period. But I'm saying it's not all dark, because I love what's happening here tonight. It's beautiful and it's bright and there's a light. But for many, we can see the smart suited politicians lining up and ordering their men in uniform to go out and destroy our world. That's the reality, and that's what we're fighting. But we're fighting for peace, not for anything else. And now, the song I'm going to sing you had one meaning for me at one time, but now it has another meaning. I think you'll get it. Now that I've lost everything to you, you see I want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. If you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear, but then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child. You know, I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, 'cause I never want to see you sad, child. Don't be a bad child. If you gotta leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. And I'll always remember you like a child. Baby, I love you. If you gotta leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware. Baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. and I'll always remember you like a child. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we know there's politics, and, you know, without getting too politically stained by what I'm going to say next, we really do appreciate the new dawn of information that we are now receiving through social media, and like double down, yeah. And we're now quite educated about how the media has been made and paid to simply feed the hungry hegemonists who hold the power. So I am definitely for independent thinking. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I do have a solution, but you have to wait until you listen to the third verse before you get it. Oh, hang on, I've got to change this capo. It goes down somewhere. There. Okay, this is a new song, by the way. Well, no. 2023. Do 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 do. All nights, all days, I keep waiting for the world to change. Winter time, summers too, I keep hoping for something new. If it don't break, it'll burst. If it's not bad, it's worse. If it don't bleed, it really hurts. Bad storms or clear skies, those politicians keep telling lies. Daylight, deep dark, they steal hope from the people's hearts. It's not a sin, it's the law. It's rich tax the poor. It's never less, it's always more. Sunset to dawn, people love just doing wrong. Do 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 do. One day now things could change if people stop behaving strange. Smile at strangers, neighbors too. Lock those leaders in London Zoo. And if I had a dream come true, it's God's a garden I'm looking to. Somewhere in there is me and there's you. All nights, all days, I've been waiting for the real change. Do 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 do. Thank you. Thank you. أحبك في الله. Okay, this next song was released last year also, and before the recent hostilities, but it's a familiar story. It's called The Boy Who Knew How to Climb Over Walls. I was just a little boy, running wild across the hills, kicking balls, skipping meals, and I had a friend. He was just like a brother, just a bit older, and he knew how to climb over walls. Then the bombs came down on my small village town. As I looked around, it was gone. Mother called our names, Father never came. Life was never the same from that day on. So I ran over roads, over rocks and rubble, asking everybody, have you seen my friend? He was just like a brother, just a bit older, and he used to pray. Then a white-haired man took me by the hand to a broken mosque where he lay. He was still alive, eyes fixed on the sky. When he saw my face, he smiled. Then he passed away on that long sunny day, as the golden rays went down. Then we struck some sand, buried him in that land. Now I understand his way. Just another wall separates our souls, one that we must all leap one day. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air, floating on the air, floating on the air. I can see him now floating on the air. I'd now like to read a story. A Palestinian mother. And this is her story. She was at home in Gaza when suddenly a loud and frightening airstrike began. The mother was crying, desperately calling for her son to come home and take shelter. Then she looked out and she was relieved to see him hurriedly running towards her arms. But in a split second, a fighter jet suddenly soared overhead and dropped a bomb which directly hit the ground nearby, killing the boy instantly, right in front of the mother's eyes. Helpless, unable to raise a finger to save her son, the mother froze in horror, Heartbroken, she just collapsed and wept, raising her hands and asking God, the ever-living, the most kind, for patience to bear her loss. She just read the words of the Quran, "Surely we belong to God, and to him we shall return." The mother's joyful young son was torn away and had vanished from her life, violently erased by this brutal and inhumane war upon millions of innocent children and their families, as they struggled to survive the massive military invasion into their homeland. That night, the woman went to sleep, and she saw her son in her dream, running in Jannah, in paradise. She asked him anxiously, "Ya Mama, oh beloved son, what happened to you? Are you okay? Did it hurt you?" The boy said, "I don't know what happened to me, Mama. I was running towards you when you were calling out to me. I was running to our house, then suddenly I found myself running in the garden. That's it." The mother asked him, "Did you get hurt? Did it hurt you?" "No," he replied. "It felt like a big pinch. It pinched me, and then I was running here in the garden." That's a true story. So, for the children, I'd like to congratulate you for being part of this event, and for peace, for justice, and for peace, for all, because we're not one-sided. We believe that peace belongs to all, and every child has a right to live. And thank you to the people who provided, the organizers, and the people who provided this space. And I would like to say that this is not just a stand for Palestine, it's a stand for the soul of Palestine and Palestinians. And we know that the soul never dies. Thank you.
Give it up for the one and only Yusuf Cat Stevens. Thank you so much. Look, our final act tonight is another living legend who is here especially for you. A man who co-founded one of the most well-known bands in the world. Who are they? Hey, you guys still awake? It's the one and only Roger Waters. Please give it up for Roger Waters.
No, not yet.
I'm told we've got a whole 10 seconds prep time, so I'm handing over to Tabby. Tabby, where you at? Let's remind people why we're here, Tabby. Palestine! We are all Palestinian, Palestinian, Palestinian. Thanks, Tabby.
I may be the man, but is this the mic? I think it is. Wow, I've been watching this on my phone backstage. It's been effing great. It's been fantastic. What an atmosphere. I'm just going to turn this up to almost deafening in my ears, because I am a bit deaf. I'm jet lagged as well. I flew over here. I got here about 6 o'clock in the morning. And by the way, before I go any further, this is Dave Kilminster, my old mate, who's been playing guitar with me for umpteen years. Stand up. Stand up. And he's going to play the guitar while we do all this. Okay, so I couldn't get to sleep, obviously, last night, having arrived at 6 o'clock the previous morning. So I wrote this, and I'm going to try and read it to you now, okay? This evening, as you already know, so some of this will be redundant because people have preceded me and had their say. And good for them. I listened to it all, and more power to you all. So this evening's called Stand Up for Palestine. Loki has stood up. Yusef has stood up. Andrew Feinstein has stood up. And most importantly, Leanne Mohammed and the other lady whose name I didn't, they have stood up. So that's all good. Dave Kilminster here and I are going to stand up. Oh, he already did stand up. Sorry, I apologise. That is redundant. There's a bloke here getting a bit bored. I am going to get on with it, mate. Don't you worry. Here we go. So thank you all for standing up. I'm sure many of you, like me, live on the brink of tears. We live on that uncomfortable edge, on the brink of tears, because we feel empathy for our brothers and sisters in Gaza and the other occupied territories in Palestine. Yeah, well, why not? Empathy. What a precious gift empathy is. I'm going to sing Wish You Were Here in a minute. Okay. People sometimes think Wish You Were Here is a lament for a dead childhood friend of mine, Sid Barrett. Well, guess what? Sometimes it is. But not tonight. Tonight is for Palestine. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? So you think you can tell heaven from hell? Tonight, my song, Wish You Were Here, is about choices. If you think you can tell heaven from hell, you can choose one or the other on polling day, the 4th of July. Some of you here tonight are constituents in the voting district Holborn and St Pancreas. You will have the opportunity to cast your vote to make a choice. You can choose heaven or hell. Okay. It went on. The last line, yeah, you can choose blue skies or pain. You will have looked at the candidates, Keir Starmer and Andrew Feinstein, and you may have thought to yourself, can I tell a smile from a veil? I'm quoting my song again, madam. It's a sort of, it's theatre. Sorry, I'll carry on. Do you think you can tell? I can. I've looked at Keir Starmer and I've looked at Andrew Feinstein. I can tell a smile from a veil. There won't be a pro-truth, pro-love, pro-empathy candidate standing at every constituency in the UK, but there is one here in Holborn on St Pancras, Andrew Feinstein, who I mentioned before. There are 72,000 of you in Holborn and St Pancras. We only need 51% to choose truth and love and empathy and vote for Andrew Feinstein on polling day. And you will have prevented Keir Starmer from becoming the Prime Minister. Thank you, madam. All right. So, to prevent the genocide enabler Keir Starmer from becoming Prime Minister would be a huge gift to the people of England and, in fact, to the whole of mankind. We are in desperate need of a new moral compass in Westminster to help guide a new Labour movement that truly represents the people through the corridors of power. Yes, we do need a new moral compass in Westminster. Okay. So, where am I now? So, back to my song. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? As Prime Minister Keir Starmer, as Prime Minister Keir Starmer would be the living, breathing epitome of a lead role in a cage. Mr. Starmer lives in a cage of his own choosing, where he does the bidding of the ruling class. But, I've nearly finished. But for all of us, just to be here tonight in this beautiful church is to play a walk-on part in the war. Loki and Yusuf and I and Dave and Andrew and Leanne all have walk-on parts in this war. We are all soldiers in the battle for human rights, including, centrally, rights for the people of Palestine. To be clear, we are also engaged here tonight in part of a larger existential battle for the very soul of the human race. And so are all of you. Thank you. Sorry, next paragraph makes it now. It says, okay, comma, I had some injections in a couple of knuckles yesterday, so forgive me if I play the odd bum note. Luckily, I've got Dave to hold my hand. Okay, there we go. That's it. So I'm going to put that there. It's only a burp coming on. I can feel it. Don't worry, I do this for a living. I mean, I've done this for a living for about 60 years. So I'm over most of it, most of the anxiety. All right, so Dave and I'll tell you what we're going to do now, because I think we're the last act. We are going to play Wish You Were Here, because it is a nice song, and it is not just about Sid, it's about everyone that we love. And then after that, I'm going to do a song that I wrote during COVID that I've been doing on the road during my This Is Not a Drill tour. And it's a song called The Bar, and I'm afraid it meanders a little bit. But I'm sure you will understand it and get into the spirit of it, because it's a song about community and how we can come together in communities and talk to one another, whether it's in the bar with a drink or whether it's in a church with lovely people like you here tonight. So that's what's going to happen, and that's it. We're only doing 2 songs. All right, here we go. Let's see how we get on with the first one. Christ, what key's it in? Nah, just kidding. All right, here we go. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rain, a smile from a vein? Do you think you can tell? And did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, and hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? And did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? Wish you were you. You can say if you want. We're just 2 lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? The same old fear. And I wish that you were here. Okay. All right, so this is the bar. That burp, it's going to come. I know it's going to come. Better. Okay. There's a couple of characters in these first few verses of the bar that you should know about. One is an old black homeless lady on the streets of New York City, living in a pile of cardboard, as many do in New York City and many of the cities of the world. She lives there with a Chihuahua dog called Lady. And the other woman, who's considerably younger than she is a Native American Lakota Sioux lady, who passes her in the street, recognizes her predicament, stops and talks to her, and then eventually brings her here to the bar where we can all look after her. Okay, further to the conversation earlier with Leanne about the health service being for everyone. All right, so, and I may pause, there are many verses, it's all of this stuff here to remind me of what it is. Are you ready, Dave? I'll take that as a yes. Does everybody in the bar feel pain? Yeah, sure, they do. I'm going to speed up a bit. Is everybody in the bar a little maimed? Yeah, both me and you. We traded in the family farm for snake oil. We bought into the carpetbagger's lies. Now we're hanging on this cross with these feelings of loss. Just watching the Liberty boat sail on by. And if I cut you, would you bleed for me? If I bind your wounds, would you cry? And if I gave you my hand, would you stand by me? Stand by me here till I die. The man put out his hand to help me. Gave me credit at the company store. Had I looked into his eyes, it would come as no surprise that I can't make the payments anymore. Does everybody in the bar feel shame? Lord knows I do. I guess we all feel pretty much the same. Kinda wore out by this crazy fucking Zoom. The smell of napalm with the cornflakes. The chafe of killing everything that breathes. opposing sanctions, that was, on the lady down the street. Till she takes the hint and packs her bags and leaves. Come, okay, all right. No, I'm finished. Get off. I'll tell you what happened, Dan. All right, quiet, please, please. Because I haven't finished. Hang on, packs and bags and leaves. All right, I'll say, calm down. I'm starting another verse. We've got about 5 more verses to go, so just relax. All right? Because I love singing this song, okay, because it breaks my fucking heart, frankly. And as I'm on the verge of tears all the time, anyway, every morning when I wake up, I have to get hold of myself. So the only thing I have to remember today, only thing you have to remember today, Roger, the only thing that you could possibly do that wouldn't be right would be to stand by, silent and indifferent. And you're not doing that. And I'm not. Come on in here, sister, and sit a spell. You are most welcome in the bar. We may seem few, but we are many. Have you been traveling far? The girl who brought you in is Lakota from Standing Rock, where they made their stand. So from Fort Yates, North Dakota, here's a message for the man. Would you kindly get the fuck off our land? Hey, bald man, I have a question. As one of many victims, tell me why a failed, fat, fucking landlord has been chosen to decide who should live and who should die. Sweetheart, there's a reason you come in here. I know I was just putting on my dancing shoes. With the right set of moves, we can turn this ship around. Together, we can write tomorrow's news. You are my sad-eyed lady. Come lay across my big brass bed. Maybe it is we who have been chosen, you and me, to point out this don't make no fucking sense. How many cannonballs must fly, Bob? How long and winding is the road? How many children tugging on? How many mothers' sleeves? Saying, look, Ma, the man ain't got no fucking clothes. You can help them build a bomb in Raytheon, but they'll sell it all in Kalamazoo. And some crazy motherfucker's bound to drop it on a busload of kids going to school. You can hold up your hands in denial. Some choices in your head. Just an innocent car, just doing your job. But those little Yemeni kids will still be dead. When I'm drinking my coffee in the morning, and I something to this Yemeni shit. Sorry, I lost my way there. I can't help feeling bad for that grieving foreign dad, picking through the bus that's just been hit. So on Monday, when you're walking through the factory gates, or on Friday, when you're picking up your chick, he'll be sitting on the curbside like a bicycle thief. But with no boy to put his arm round Daddy's neck. Only a couple more. Okay. Before I was born, my brother used to sit on Daddy's lap when he was home on leave. Daddy'd smoke a cigarette, and sometimes as a jest, he'd blow smoke rings up my big brother's sleeve. More fire, Daddy, my big brother would shout. At least that's how the story has survived. I was mercifully spared the feelings that they shared, memories that they shared. 'Cause I was only 5 months old when Daddy died. where you are, Dave, but it's all right. I'll find you my sunshine. Okay, well, because gonna call up a friend in Australia and order in some bush tucker snacks and sit here with you to the didgeridoo. Listen while you draw me all the maps. Is that a foghorn in the distance? Oh, we're heading for the rocks. Come sit here by the fireside and hold me in your arms. And tell me, how was life before the cops? All alone or in twos, the ones who really love you walk up and down outside the wall. Some hand in hand, some gathered together in bands. The bleeding hearts and the artists make their stand. And when they've given you their all, some stagger and fall. After all, it's not easy banging your heart against some mad bugger's wall. Thank you. I'm going to try not to fall over. Thank you for coming tonight. We're going to do I think we're going to do a photo op up here with everybody who was playing their music, their wonderful music, and Andrew and Leanne and the others. So they're going to come up here and we're going to do a couple of photos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Then we're going to hang. Okay, this is a photo op. Free Palestine!
to grab your attention back for a quick second. But I understand it's important work that you do. And if you don't know Tabby, you can find her at the Health Block every week. Tabby keeps it real at the Health Block. So thank you, and thank you to everyone as well here tonight. I just wanted to wrap up this evening, as is due, by reminding us all that tonight was not a concert. You weren't here just to listen to some music, that you're here as part of a liberation movement. This is a liberation movement, and you are being called to duty. And it won't happen overnight, but each and every single one of you matters. There's no action too small, there's no voice too insignificant. And always remember that when we free Palestine, we free ourselves. A huge thank you to the legendary artists Roger Waters, Yusuf Cat Stevens, and Loki. Each and every one of them have used their music to promote peace and justice over the years, and we salute them. Tonight, they've joined with you and millions around the world to give their voices to Palestine. So thank you and thank them. A final massive thank you to the organizers, the church warden, Dorothea, all of the church organizers who've made today possible. Despite the pressures, all proceeds from this event go to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Thank you for coming. Please exit calmly, serenely. As we leave, we don't resort to provocations. We remember who we are. Peace and blessings to you all. Power to the people. Free Palestine.